When Mrs. Goblin and I did our last review at Dunkin Donuts, one of the items that we reviewed, one of the things that I really loved were those omelet rounds that they had. Well, guess what? Just Crack an Egg has just put out their own version of omelet rounds that you can get in your grocery store. Hello, Goblins and Goblinettes. Welcome back to another edition of Destined to be Goblin. Destined Goblin here. This is where I will try a food product of some kind, maybe something you didn't even know existed, and I will decide whether or not I should give it my Destined Goblin seal of approval. You may or may not be familiar with the company Just Crack an Egg. They have for a while had a product that comes in a little cup that you can get in your dairy section of your grocery store. And it's got a lot of different types of things in it, like pieces of bacon and ham and cheeses and peppers and things like that. And literally all you do is just crack an egg into the cup and then you microwave it and you get a breakfast to take with you on the go. Well, they have now come out with Omelet Rounds. These are available in two different flavors as far as I can tell. These are the only two flavors that I have seen so far. This one is all American, and it has it's omelets with eggs, egg whites, uncured bacon, and sharp cheddar cheese. And then this one is called 3 Meat, and this one has eggs, egg whites, pork sausage, uncured bacon, uncured ham, and cheddar cheese. Both of these, well, actually, this one is 280 calories for these two rounds. This one is 270 calories for these two rounds. Basically, all you do with both of these is you just peel the film back, microwave it for less than a minute, and they are ready to go. I want to say these were around the $3 mark, I believe. I think that's what they were. I'm kind of fuzzy on what I actually paid for these, but I have started to see these pop up in all of my grocery stores so far, so they should be available if you want to check these out. I am going to go ahead and microwave these up, and then we will get to tasting these. I'm really excited about this because, as I said, I discovered Omelet Rounds when Mrs. Goblin and I did that review of Dunkin Donuts the last time around. I really did enjoy the Omelet Rounds that they made, so hopefully these taste just as good. I will be right back. All right, so I'm going to start with the All-American. And again, these have eggs, the egg whites, uncured bacon, and sharp cheddar cheese in them. So that is this package right here. So you peel the film back, you microwave it for 50 seconds, you let it stand for 2 minutes, and you are ready to go. Let's get one of these omelet rounds out of this container, which in itself may be, oh, there we go. Okay, I thought maybe that was going to be a little bit of a challenge, but it did pop right out. They are very toasty. That is very warm. So there's a good look at that omelet round. Now, one of the things that I really liked about those ones from Dunkin' was how they got kind of toasty and sort of crispy around the top and the edges. Obviously, this is going to be a little bit of a different situation when you're microwaving a product like this at home instead of actually cooking it in the traditional manner. But let's go ahead and give this a shot. This is very hot. This has sat now for over 2 minutes, and it is still very, very warm. So let's give this a bite. Wow. That kind of took me a little bit by surprise. I didn't quite expect it to be as flavorful as those omelet rounds from Dunkin', because obviously we're talking about a pre-packaged product here. We're talking about microwaving something very quickly. But that first bite was good. So here's an interesting thought that I just had. The company is called Just Crack an Egg. So you would think that they would definitely pride themselves on the egg. but actually their product is more of the stuff that goes into the egg, because up to this point, they didn't really put out that egg product itself. You got that little cup with the ingredients in it. You cracked an egg into the cup, so you put your own egg in there. These eggs in this product is really the highlight of this product. These eggs cook up very nice. They are very flavorful. There is a lot of bacon flavor in there. There is a lot of that cheddar cheese flavor in there. And then the eggs themselves are nice. They're nice and fluffy in the right places, but then you still get that little bit of different texture there. Crispiness, crunchiness, not quite as much as we saw over at Dunkin when I had that omelet round from Dunkin Donuts. But it's still a nice degree of those little, I hate to say burned edges, but sort of what you get there where it cooks a little bit more on the top. I like this. This is good. All right, let's move on to the three meats. That is this one right here, and those three meats are pork sausage, uncured bacon, and uncured ham. And of course, the cheddar cheese and the eggs are in there as well. One thing that I will kind of say is they are a little bit hard to get out initially, but then once they sort of release from the package, they come out okay. This one as well has been sitting for much longer than 2 minutes now, and this is still very warm on the fingertips. So this thing retains its heat very well. It's not like it comes out of the microwave and it's instantly cold. There's a good look at that, and again, you can see some of those crispier burned edges. That's what you want in one of these omelet rounds. Maybe not as much on the bottom. Maybe you would have liked to have seen a little bit more on that bottom, but let's give it a taste. Oh. So the egg in this one is fluffier. I feel like there's a little bit less of that texture on the top, a little bit less of that flavor that comes from that toastiness on the top. The overriding flavor in this is that pork sausage. That pork sausage is very powerful, but it's a good power. It's a good flavor in there. Don't get so much of the ham. Don't get so much of the bacon in this. That pork sausage kind of takes over the predominant flavor in this one. The cheese is a nice balance on this. It sort of balances the pork sausage a little bit. The ham and the bacon don't seem to play as big of a role in this one as maybe the cheese does, or even as the eggs do. I mean, this is very powerfully pork sausage flavored, but it is a good flavor. I really like these. So any little criticism I might have on those is I just wish they could get a little bit more of that toasty kind of topping on it. Even on those omelet rounds that we had at Dunkin', we saw a little bit of that crispiness, that toastiness on the bottom. That's the only thing that I would change in these, especially because these are a prepackaged, make it yourself, kind of throw it in the microwave item on the go. These are really good, and this is a very nice breakfast item if you want to get something really quick on your way out the door. There's a lot of flavor in these. I like these a lot. That's going to be a 3-star seal of approval. All right, there we go. Just Crack an Egg Omelet Rounds. You should be able to find those in your grocery stores now. They are in the dairy section around all of the eggs and then your bacon and stuff like that, where you find all those breakfast foods in your dairy case. Not the frozen area, more of that refrigerated section. So check those out. They are definitely worth picking up. And I will catch you next time.